Hey, I'm Alex Radical from BoardGameCo, and today we're going to be going over a bunch of Black Friday / holiday shopping deals. Hopefully in the next week or so, I'll have a different video going up on the channel, a list of holiday gift recommendations, my holiday shopping list recommendations, but that's specifically more about games that I think would make great gifts, as opposed to today's video is far more about you. It's about finding a bunch of discounts, deals, websites, all those things, offering various deals. I think I can only say deals and discounts so many times before it's getting repetitive, but offering various lower priced options for you to go ahead and get your hands on a variety of games that you might be interested in. I'm going to be going through a few things over here. First, I'm going to go through a few of the places you can search, subscribe to, check in on to get updated deals on the regular, because the reality is right now where we currently are, you're going to be looking at anything from, a website's holiday sale that's going to last for the next week, although some things might go out of stock at any point. There might be new websites adding their own holiday shoppings every single day as we go through it. You're also going to have individual prices on individual games, daily deals, as well as Amazon, finds, things like that that'll be popping up, which means this video is going to be helpful to some extent, but it's also helpful to give you the tools to find those things as they pop up, because I'm filming this once, not every single 5 minutes as a new deal pops up. So I'm going to show you the places you can go to find the things as they come up. And then separately, I'll be going through some of the better ones. I'll be showing you resources, all that stuff, but I'll be showing you some of what I think are the better deal options out there at the moment. I'm also filming this, as soon as I can between filming and posting, because again, the reality is sometimes the best deals get snatched up the fastest. The reality is that, a $10 off a $100 game, that might be around for the next week, versus something that's $40, $45 on a $100 game, that one tends to go out of stock pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. I think there's one more thing I want to say. Oh yes, the one more thing I want to say. Buy games that make sense to buy. Just because something is $5 doesn't mean that it's right for you. It's very tempting to spend a lot more money than you might otherwise do so, because hey, it's cheaper, and cheaper always sounds great. But a game that you're not playing is still going to cost you money, regardless of how much cheaper it is. If you're not playing a game, $10 is still $10 you could have saved and put towards something you do want to spend your money on. So as much as I am a fan of buying things on sale, as much as I'm a fan of getting as much of your games as possible at the best price as possible, I'm also a fan of being realistic as to when you actually want the thing versus when it just seems like a good price for the thing. This to me is essential. This is gravy on top of the essential. With that, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start with the various aggregator sites. I'll have links to everything I talk about down below. Let's start off with one of the old classic ones, the hot deals list on BoardGameGeek. BoardGameGeek runs a tracking of hot deals. This is a forum where anyone can post anything, and you'll see discounts popping up again at any given point. Sleeping Gods, Distance Guys, $49.82 with coupon. But all of these things, the reason I'm not including these kinds of isolated things in this video is because a lot of these things can go away in literally minutes or hours at times. The better the deal, the faster it moves. You can certainly find things that are still alive, and the nice thing about BGG is very often they'll mark a listing as dead when it's no longer relevant. We have Game Nerds Deal of the Day, Finca for $15. That's a dead deal. So you can save your time. You don't have to look at that one. Anything marked dead is no longer relevant. You can't get your hands on it. It was a listing, but it's gone now in some way, shape, or form. But anything that's not dead usually is still good to go. So as you browse through this, look at anything that's not dead, check it out, click through, find the links, do all of that stuff. BGG, the Hot Deals forum, is a great place to find deals. Reddit also has a very similar arc over here. Reddit has a similar thing. A Reddit thread, which I apparently have been scrolling through over here. Let's go to the top of the page. A Reddit thread showing you board game deals. Again, same kind of conversation. I'll have a link to this down below. I find personally I prefer BGG. I don't know if it's the ads or whatever it is, or the difference between photo listings versus non-photo listings. I find BGG faster to browse through at a glance, but I do find that I have found things on Board Game Deals that were not listed on BGG. So, pick and choose your poison, or alternatively just look at both, because why wouldn't you? Speaking of looking at both, there's also an aggregator site, BoardGameDeals.com over here. Now, I debated including this because if you look at this, the two main areas they look at are Board Game Deals and BGG Deals, meaning the Reddit and the BG thread are both the main things that they are aggregating. The nice thing is they also have forums for international deals, so if you are someone else, if you're in Canada, the EU, you can track the forums over there. But the main reason I included this one, but even though it's primarily showing the main things I already recommended, is I do find it's great for seeing various deals of the day at a glance. So seeing Game Nerds has Boop for $29, $20. Tabletop Merchant has Ron right for $15. Again, by the time you see this video, these are probably gone. So I do find it's great for seeing various deals of the day at a glance and giving you that quicker information for some of these things. And then also if you just want a single site, or if you don't like using Reddit or BGG, you can see the main listings over here. I do find, I mentioned a little that I don't love Reddit the way it presents things. I do like the presentation here, but I'm also a fan of just going to the source when it's only two places anyway. So BoardGameDeals Aggregator, it's still here. You feel free to check it out. They have a little last updated, which is nice, so you can see when it's current and when it's not. But that's BoardGameDeals Aggregator. And then lastly, before we dive, well, semi-lastly, I guess depends how you look at it, we have Holiday, we have the TabletopBellhop. They run a holiday listing. Now this is very thorough, by the way. I'll say there's a lot of things in here. They track of this. They have both a Amazon links over here, so if you go to the site, they have both the section for Amazon prices of any games that are currently on sale on Amazon, and separately they have a section for all of these stores. So every link or listing you see here is another store that has some sort of deal. So if you know that you're interested in KTBG, you can see their games here. If you want to check out Barnes & Nobles and what they have, or Daily Magic Games, all of these various sites over here, you can just scroll through the page, or you can click to find them. They update this regularly as well. So again, if you want to see a curated listing, so to speak, they definitely have a curated listing going on. And like I said already, I'll have links to everything down below. With that, we're going to dive into a bunch of assorted deals from the various sites that I'm specifically decided to highlight. I went through all the ones that I'm currently aware of. I picked the ones that I think are either better or more attractive games, depending, a little bit of combination of both. But we're going to go through those, starting off with a Miniature Market. Miniature Market in general, they have a feast of deals. They've already started. I also tend to recommend Game Nerds. My two favorite stores personally are Miniature Market and Game Nerds. Not sponsored. Nothing in this video is sponsored, by the way. The difference between the two, I find, well, not the difference between the two. Miniature Market has a feast of deals ready. Game Nerds does not currently have a dedicated listing for Black Friday holiday shopping. I assume they will, but they didn't have it yet, so I don't have them up right now. But you can scroll through this, finding various things. The Ember Leaf expansion for $15, Ice and Idols for $29, Knitting Circle for $26. They have a variety of things at a variety of price points. They have pages full of deals right now, so you can scroll through, check out what you want, but just pick all this stuff out. If you want a single aggregate site and not a specific publisher, there are a lot of deals over here, ranging from the barely decent to the oh my gosh, it already sold out. So check out Miniature Market's A Feast of Deals. Over on Stonemaier, these next two, I'm specifically going to be picking two that I think aren't the best deals, but are sought after games. Over on Stonemeier's site, they currently have a lot of things on sale right now, which again, $89 for Tapestry is not the best price, although if you want Expeditions over here, with the plastic mech miniatures of $69, that's a pretty decent price. It's not like the best. I find overall these deals over here right now are not the best, but if you do want sought after games at a percentage off, it's not the worst to get your hands on them. Similarly over here, we have Chip Theory Games. It's a kind of similar vibe. They currently have their site. Not everything here is on sale. Just look for the holiday deal tag. I do think the best one is probably the 20 strong gameplay bundle. That's coming in at 20% off. Nice of them to include that over there. Always be mindful, by the way, that percentage is off, whether on Amazon or on a website from an individual publisher. That's based on what they're saying the regular price is, but regular prices can vary. Unfortunately, it's common practice for a game to be $60 on a $90 MSRP, and suddenly holiday shopping comes along and they bump it up to $65, and they're like, you're getting $25 off, and we're so stuck in the holiday deal mindset that we just buy it. So do your due diligence. I generally am aware of how prices are, so most of the things I'm picking out I think are good deals, but I'm also not perfect. I am fallible, so do your own research into whether something actually is a good deal. But we have the 20 strong gameplay bundle for 20% off over here. We have the Hoplomachus bundle, or even the Burn Cycle bundle. If you want all the Burn Cycle bundle, this is a killer price. Unfortunately, I think Burn Cycle does not sell as well for Chip Theory Games, which is why you're getting that killer price, but it is an excellent game, so if you wanted to pick it up at possibly the best price I've seen in a while for this one, this Burn Cycle bundle is an excellent price. Again, if you want all of it. The tricky part here is you're committing to one of their slightly less popular games and you're going all in on it, but if you do so, oh my gosh, like buying this on crowdfunding versus buying this here, generally crowdfunding at Chip Theory Games is a good deal, but when things go on sale like this over here is a good deal. Garphill Games. They are currently running a buy 2 get 1 free on their site, and that's stacked. So it's buy 4 get 2 free, buy 6 get 3 free. You can do as much of that as you want, and additionally they have free shipping over $125. So if you do get your cart up to that total, which is going to be hard if you are already a Garphill fan, you probably can't do that because you probably have all their stuff. But if you're someone who wanted to dabble in Garphill, this is a great time to go ahead and get a lot of their things. You want Scarab Ray and the Anarchy? Great, you can go ahead and get those and get something else for $60. Get Ezra Nehemiah, Scarab Ray, and the Anarchy, and you can get that, find a $5 promo, and boom, there you go. That's your $125 cart right there with free shipping for 3 very popular games plus some sort of $5 promo. Do they have a $5 promo? I'm realizing now that I'm advocating for a $5 promo. Oh my gosh, they can't. I need a $5 promo. I need a $5 promo. How am I supposed to optimize my cart around those 3 games? I can't do it. I can't do it. I thought I was... Okay, fine. So find another set of games that you want, that the cheapest ones possible, and do that, because I thought my hack was going to work, and it's not going to work. But either way, that's Garphill Games. Then we have over Allplay. Allplay's a tricky one because currently they are running a weekly series of deals. And again, by the time you see this video, this deal may be gone. Actually, I'm not totally sure if they still... I think each day is isolated, like you can't get the day before. So for example, right now they're doing $5 off premium rolling bags, $10 off each if you buy 2 or more. So if you're getting multiple bags, that's 10 each, not 10 total. So that is pretty good if you want their bags. That's their current deal, but again, that may not be available tomorrow. But they are running weekly deals all the way up until Black Friday, at which point they'll be running a whole chunk on their stuff. And before you say, but I don't care about Allplay games, first of all, you should. Second of all, is they have more than just their own games. They at this point have a whole network of... They're basically a distributor at this point. So they have a whole network of publishers using their things, so you can go ahead and check out their own games as well as other people's games. You can check that out on the Allplay site. Aries Games, up to 80% off. Some of these deals are insane, as usual. The less popular a game, the more overstock there is and the better the deal. So if you wanted some extra stuff from Dungeonology, oh my gosh, the deals in these are crazy. Leonardo's Workshop for $11 down from $55. That's great if you wanted more Dungeonology. That said, there's still some things over here. Master of the Galaxy for $10 on a $50 game. That's pretty good over here. Aslan, this is an older title, but $12 on a $50 game. You can find some of these things over here. Again, it's a little trickier, not the most popular stuff, but if you do want any of their stuff over here, they definitely have some great pricing. Over here on AEG, we have the clearance section. Again, not a ton of great things. We have Shake That City for $20. We have Meeple and Monsters for $15. So you can certainly pick up some things. Mystic Mail Conclave for $12.50. A few other stuff as well. There is a page 2. Similar to Aries, it's about good prices as opposed to great games. Again, I'm running a mix over here. There's a good balance of great prices, great games, and a mix of the two. Over on Grey Fox Games, they have the Black Friday sale, $40 for Last Light. After the Empire Deluxe for $65. That's a great price for After the Empire Deluxe if you want that game. Champions of Midgard for $35, down from $60. Deception and Murder Hong Kong, you can regularly get it at $30 on Amazon. That's why I say, like, do your diligence. Very often a publisher site is going to be slightly higher starting price, so you really want to look elsewhere where that game is and how much more it is. But you can keep browsing through it. They have additional other games over here, but they had some pretty decent prices. I do think that After the Empire Deluxe, again, it's the deluxe version of the game, that's a decent price if you wanted to try that one out. We have Thunderworks over here, again with a bunch of prices, and more in that mid-range as well. Stone Spine Architects for $37, Metro Runner for $42 over here, Cartographers for $20 down from $30. You can get the Map Pack expansion for $45. Not a great deal, but if you do want the collector's edition of that, you can get that. We have the Friends and Familiars Big Box over here, $45. So a lot of their games overall at a relatively decent price. Nothing too amazing, but good games at decent prices. Then we have over here GreaterThanGames. There are some really solid prices over here if you want to round out some things you don't have. If you want the Flame of Freedom, Sentinel Tactics over here, it's $5 on a $40 game. If you want to round out some of the expansions you're missing for Sentinels of the Multiverse, it's going to be the earlier edition, not the early edition, but the enhanced edition or whatever. $7.50 on a $30 expansion over here. We have Multiverse Villains, $5 on a $30 expansion. Oblivion is $7 on a $40 expansion. So rounding out some of your missing Sentinels of the Multiverse products, there can be a great pricing over here to get them. Or if you just want to dive into it, find yourself a base game and try it out. We have $25 for Legend of Sleepy Hollow. It's a $100 game. You can get it for $25 right now. So a lot of great games that may not be currently the most popular at incredibly good prices. Then we have Hachette. Hachette is also running, I believe, I see if I can find this. I believe they were running again a buy 6 get 3. No, is that Pandasaurus? Uh-oh. I may have forgotten what, I'm going to do. I'm going to run over TabletopBellhop because I believe they have the notes on this one. Hachette is running a 40% buy 2, get 1 free. So, oh yeah, the holiday sale. Buy 2, get 1, buy 4, get 2, buy 6, get 3. So Hachette is running over here. And by the way, one of the nice things about TabletopBellhop is they do have a lot of the highlight notes on the individual listings. So if you want some of their recommended picks or the overall notes, they have that as well. But yeah, so Hachette, they have some cheaper games, but they also have running a pricing of that buy 2, get 1, buy 4, get 2. So if you do want a bunch of their games, this again could be a good time to do so. Always remembering that they are doing it based on the lowest price is the thing that's free. Factor that into how you build your cart. Then over on Pandasaurus. They had a few different things. They have a 3 games for $15 bundle. They have various things over here that are specifically on sale. And then they have the free gift threshold. So for example, spend $100, get 3 free gifts. Additionally, all the following games come with free promos. So like Shackled and Base, The Fox Experiment, Gatsby. I highly recommend Far Away. I highly recommend Gatsby. And I highly recommend Shackled and Base. I think all those are absolutely fantastic games. And you can go ahead and build your own little bundle over here. 3 games, $15, putting things together as you need. So we can put like, District Noir over here, pop it in the cart and do that for a bunch of stuff. So you can go ahead and build your bundle, buy things on sale and build your card up to go ahead and get those free gifts over there. Over here on Ravensburger, Ravensburger has 40% off site-wide with Holiday 40. This does exclude Lorcana, unfortunately, all of you card trading hawks over there, but it does have Castle Burgundy, so you can get 40% off on Castle Burgundy Special Edition. If you ever want to jump into Castle Burgundy, this is the time. You can even get the regular edition of Castle Burgundy for 40% off. That's going to be a $30 version of the game, which is not bad at all for that version. You can sometimes find it at that price in the wilds, but build your card outwards as you want and build as you want. You know, I found it if you want that. Actually, I found this kind of fun, by the way. Villainous, if you're into that. Lord of the Rings Adventure Book. Any of the Adventure Book games are a lot of fun. And of course, you can combine it with toys and anything else. Like the Sandcastle Burgundy. This is $20 on the Miniature Market. It's also $20 over here because you're getting 40% off. I think the math's actually a little better because 33% off with $20. 40% off is actually like more like $18. I think $18 sounds right in my head. Anyways, that's going to be Ravensburger. From there, we have one more to go through. We have Renegade. Renegade over here, they're running, what was their sale again? They had just, I think they had a bunch of good prices in a sale. What was that? This is the problem with building this page earlier. I think, oh yeah, it's just the individual items. So like Bargain Quest over here, you can get $15 for the brick and mortar. Bargain Quest Black Market for $5 on a $25 game. They also had Circadians over here for $30. That's half price. First Life is $17.50. We have Harbingers, so Chaos Orders $32.50, another half price game. So as you scroll through their site, they just had a bunch of good items at good prices. Dead Men Tell No Tales half off over here for both the base game and the expansion. So overall, they just had a bunch of good things at half off. Ex Libris is the base game, again, half off. So a lot of things over here are half off on Renegade's site over here, which definitely makes them worth checking out. That's what I currently have as the ones that I picked out that are the most noteworthy. There are going to be a bunch more coming. The challenge I have is trying to figure out, if I wait too long, you miss out on the early sales. If I do it too early, I miss out on telling you all the better sales that will be showing up. But right now, it's basically almost Black Friday. Black Friday is basically close to being upon us. It is holiday shopping time. If you follow the various ones I linked down below, as well as following those aggregate sites, you'll be up to date on some of the best ones, and maybe I'll post things over on Instagram as well. Maybe, I don't know. I don't do Instagram as much as I should. I should do more Instagram. But either way, lots more deals are coming. Lots more deals are already out. The biggest piece of advice I can give is what I told you at the beginning. Get games you already wanted, or games that you are just learning about and are pretty darn sure that you want to play. The pricing can sound great. If you're not going to play it, it's just a cheaper paperweight. In any case, and until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you found this video helpful, and as always, I hope you have a good one.